Welcome to Mental Health Minute number 3. This Mental Health Minute is designed for those who struggle with anxiety. There is a lot going on in our world right now which could provoke anxiety, and I'm thinking particularly of those who have social anxieties or germ phobias and who are needing to go to the grocery store to get the necessities that they need at this time. But perhaps as they enter a store like that, they're overcome with the need to flee, and they're sweating and breathing quickly, and their minds are racing with what could go wrong or with what is potentially out there. And those feelings can be really incapacitating and make it so they're not able to do what they need to do. And so that's why I'm coming to you today with something called a grounding strategy. And when we talk about grounding strategies, it's because they are meant to ground you to the present moment that you're in. And that's because usually when we're anxious about something or panicking, it's because we are either caught in the past or in the future. So we're either ruminating about something that's happened and thinking about how we could have done something differently or how someone might be interpreting our actions, or we're living in the future and thinking about what could go wrong, potentially, what risks there are, etc. So what we want to do is focus on the present moment, what is in front of us in the here and now. This grounding strategy is called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other professionals call it other things. And it involves using your senses. So in the example of a grocery store, if you were in a grocery store, you would start with 5 things that you see, then 5 things you hear, 5 things you feel, and 5 things you smell. Now, when we talk about the things that we feel, it's not like feelings of sadness or anger or anxiety. It's actually what we physically feel in the moment. So let me give you an example. I'd start with 5 things I see. I see the shopping cart. I see the yellow sign. I see the bananas. I see the cashier. I see the turnstile. Then we'd move on to I hear. I hear the beeping of the cashier. I hear the door opening and shutting. I hear the squeaking of the wheels of the cart. I hear a baby crying in the next aisle, etc. Then what you feel. I feel the coldness of the cart under my hands. I can feel the firmness of the floor underneath my feet. I feel my belt cutting into my waist. I feel a wind from a fan on my face. And then you would go with what you smell. 5 things you smell. Maybe in the produce aisle you smell something fruity or earthy. In the chemical aisle you smell various chemicals, the bounce sheets, the dryer sheets, the soaps. And if after you've done those 5 things times 4, you're still feeling anxious and still in that moment, then you do 4 things, and then 3 things, and then 2 things. I find that this grounding strategy has multiple uses. You can use this anywhere. You can use this when you're driving. You can use this in church. You can even use this when you're laying in bed and having trouble falling asleep. If it gets your mind off of what you're ruminating about and onto the present moment, it's going to give you a lot more peace. I should have also said at the beginning that we should start with the breath, focusing on our breath, and just taking a huge breath in and releasing it slowly and noticing what that breath is doing. Let me remind you that the breath is the first thing that God gave us. It's the last thing that Jesus left us when he breathed on us, the Holy Spirit. And that focusing on our breath isn't some scary, meditative technique, Eastern thing. It's not about emptying your mind. It's about focus. And so take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, and then concentrate on those 5 things you see, 5 things you hear, 5 things you feel, 5 things you smell. And I hope that in that moment of panic, it provides you a glimpse of peace and allows you to get through those moments. God bless you and have a great day.